Awesome. All right, guys, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on KiSS925.com. I have to say, I've watched a lot of the videos and been to the website for a little while now preparing for this interview. This stuff is hilarious. It's awesome. First, congratulations. So first question would have to be, how did you come up with the name Picnicface? Where did it come? How did you even come up with that? Is there a fun story?
No, I mean, people are always waiting for the craziest combination.
I thought there'd be like, oh my god, wow.
Really, when back when we were an improv troupe, we were trying to come up with a name, and we just started putting words together that we thought went nicely. So there was Laughter Knife for a while, and something like Fun Shark.
Laughter Knife?
Yeah, Laughter
I
Knife.
like that one.
And then Picnicface just seemed like two words that don't really involve each other that sounded nicely together. I mean, it stuck.
Yeah.
Pumpkin Face, briefly.
Pumpkin Face works, because I mean when you do a picnic, if people still do picnics, there's no real face that goes along with picnics. It's not really a thing.
It's not at all a thing.
So how do you come up with the stuff that you're doing in the different videos? I know it's improv, but do you just sort of start rolling and you're like, okay, here we go?
It's not improv, actually. It's pretty well scripted.
Really?
There's a lot of improv.
There's a couple I watched that were really improv-y.
Yeah, I mean, we would shoot, and if we had time at all, we do a little bit of improv, and so there's definitely some moments in there for sure. But yeah, I mean, some of these sketches have been around for years, and we had done them on stage, and then adapted them for the screen. But yeah, mostly it's just kind of somebody has the seed of an idea, and we work together to kind of make it into a bigger idea and write it in.
Now, do you still do stage stuff, or are you focused mainly online?
We were doing stage stuff like right up until the writer's room got really heavy for the show, because it was really helpful to generate new material for the show and test out older material and workshop it, but we haven't really been able to do too much live stuff since we have been working on the show. We did Just for Laughs, and we did the Sketch Fest very recently.
Nice. Maybe like a live taping of one of your next web videos. Like a studio audience.
We kind of grew up or developed our material while doing YouTube videos, so we're used to doing things just for video, like even before we had the TV show. So yeah, taping us in front of a live audience would look probably pretty sloppy.
Pretty wild.
Do you find that a lot of stuff is going from stage, from TV, more online? Like, is that where everything is more or less housed now? That's where the go-to place is for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it always, everything on TV now has some internet aspect to it. I mean, if you really want a lot of exposure, I think TV is still where the most people and eyeballs are. Yeah. But yeah, it really helps to for us to develop our material through internet videos and things like that, and build a following from that.
Now, Picnicface is also a book. How do you take what you see and laugh at and love into book form?
Over a painstaking process that took 2 years. Now, the book is a little different than the show, because with the show we were able to farm a lot of the stuff that we had been working on for years. With the book, there was a few pieces that had been, maybe live sketches that translated somehow into literary format, but in general, most of the book material was brand new. And we spent months sort of brainstorming and coming up with stuff, and writing, and then editing. But yeah, the book was new territory, and it was a really cool experience.
Because I guess some stuff doesn't translate into book form as well as some other stuff would.
Yeah, most of it didn't.
We're not. Yeah, you can't do much physical comedy.
Unless it was like a pop-up.
Yeah, there really wasn't. There's almost no adaptation from what we did to the book. It was all just from scratch. Just we had a really broad topic, just anything related to Canada at all. And so we were pretty wide open, and yeah, it turned out, I mean, to be pretty fun to write stuff that just had to be funny on the page.
Now, who is your inspiration for a lot of your stuff? Do you have an inspiration to what you guys do? Is there somebody that you really admire when you're doing your comedy?
I mean, I think everyone has their own inspirations in the group, and there's a lot of groups that have come before us, sort of collective comedy that inspires us, I think. Certainly Kids in the Hall before us as
I was going to say, I didn't want to say, because I was like, well, I don't want to, what if they don't, they're arch rivals. I didn't want to bring up Kids
Mark
in the Hall.
McKinney's actually, Mark McKinney's actually our executive producer, so we're pretty tight with one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to meet the rest.
I find that Canada, and maybe you can touch on this, I find that Canada seems to have bred more comedy genius and more of the style of what you guys do, and it just seems that we're more fun, if I can speak for everybody.
Maybe more silly. I think more British is what I like. Looking at a lot of British sketch comedy and American sketch comedy, it seems like, I mean, Kids in the Hall at least, and some of the better Canadian stuff kind of hits the middle between those two styles. More absurdist, more weird, less celebrity humor, and more just whimsy.
Thought-provoking humor, yeah.
Yeah, there's
Because I found that a lot of the videos that you guys did was really thought-provoking. I mean, as much as it was funny, I thought some of it was, amazing improv stuff, but it was really thought-provoking.
Oh, wow.
I've never heard that.
You can use that quote.
You can
use that quote.
Sure.
KiSS 92.5,
sure
thought-provoking.
What kind of thoughts it provokes, but
What was one that I really liked? There was one of the guys was saying that, What's Up isn't big anymore, and it came from September of
Oh yeah, that was me and Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that one.
Yeah, that one was largely improvised. Well spotted, sir. Not a huge script on that one, on that video of nothing. But yeah, that was a fun one. We shot that at Andy's parents' house in.
Thought there was a lot of old school paraphernalia around in the background. Very parent-like.
Yeah, I guess there's some pretty sweet couches.
It looked like you guys filmed it like in front of a piano almost.
We don't have a piano.
Well, it could have been a table, but it looked like
we
a piano.
did
tight sofa.
a lot of the stuff where we play ourselves is just in Bill's living room. Bill Wood, one of the members, has a house in Halifax, and we just shot it in his living room, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, so it ended up being a few days of intense shooting in Bill's living room.
Bill's living room. So let's end on the last couple of questions. One, why should people pick up the book? I mean, if they love you, will they also love the book? Why should we go and get the book?
Well, I mean, if they do love us, hopefully they'll love the book, because it's still our style, but in a way that is totally different than anything they would have seen us do before. And yeah, it's a different way to experience what we do. And if you don't know what we do, it's a really interesting and different way to get into what we do. And if you like funny books, check it out for sure.
Yeah, I mean, the good thing about books is you just go to the bookstore and open it up and look at a few pages, and if you laugh, then yeah, you probably will like it, like the rest.
And what's next for you guys? Are you guys working on anything new and exciting, or continuing the same great stuff that you're doing?
Kind of.
Maybe
I mean,
working on a new book as well, or?
Well, probably not a new book, but I mean, we're fingers crossed for season 2 right now, and we're just finishing up editing season 1. We're only a couple weeks ahead of the broadcast schedule with that, so yeah, we're working on.
We're ready. It's on the camera.
Don't tell.
It's sharp. Well, it's good because we can learn from stuff that's already gone on TV. We're still working on the later episodes, so it's still kind of evolving.
We're on the precipice of our toes, to say the least. But it's fun.
Picnicface precipice.
Yep, that's another quote. Makes less sense than the first one, but keep it.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much. It was an absolute pleasure to meet both of you. Thank you very much.
Thanks.